100 push-ups a day. Is it enough to yield results? Well, that's exactly what I decided to find out in this 1-week experiment, doing 100 push-ups with good form every single day for an entire week, and 50 pull-ups a day too, to keep it balanced. Using the results from the end of my weight vest challenge as reference points to beat. If you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend watching that video. A ton of you guys have enjoyed that one, so check that out. But my previous record for max push-ups in 2 minutes would be 68, and my previous record for max pull-ups without letting go would be 20 pull-ups. Would I make improvements on this by the end of 1 week, just doing 100 push-ups every single day and 50 pull-ups every day as well? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's start this journey. Day 1. But you gotta focus. Getting started with the Bodyweight Beast 2.0 small space functional warm-up, I then started my 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups by doing 5 supersets of 10 pull-ups followed by 20 push-ups. I often get this question, what exactly is a superset? Essentially, a superset is one exercise followed immediately by another exercise before taking a rest. So in this case, it's 10 pull-ups followed immediately by 20 push-ups before taking about a 90-second rest and starting the next superset. Now I should probably disclose something else before we continue with this video, and that is ever since doing my weight vest challenge, my whole workout regimen and routine has been pretty unorganized and not so consistent. Rather than sticking to a program like my own program, Bodyweight Beast 2.0, I would do a little bit of this here, a little jogging there, a little weight training with friends here, but nothing consistent, nothing where I was pushing myself day to day. So honestly, a huge reason why I'm doing this 100 push-ups a day simple challenge is to get myself back on track with something consistent, easy to follow every single day, and see if that yields results. So I am most likely not starting at the point where I ended at the end of the weight vest challenge. In fact, I'm actually probably way undertrained and definitely could not have hit my previous records as of day 1 during this challenge. But with that being said, no excuses. The best time to take action is now. Don't overcomplicate things. Just get started. Finishing up my 50 pull-ups and 100 push-ups took me approximately 16 and a half minutes. Now, just as important, if not more important than good fitness, is good nutrition. As a natural athlete, if you want to get an edge, I highly recommend the intake of fresh fruits and vegetables for micronutrients, fiber, and other phytonutrients you really just can't get anywhere else. This is one of my favorite dishes. If you guys have seen my previous videos, what I like to call Anabolic Indian, lean chicken then cooked with a heaping load of vegetables over a steaming bed of brown or white rice or even potato, it's up to you. Like I've said many times, in my opinion, this is probably one of the best chicken dishes you can make. But if you're not about that life, you can substitute the chicken out for tofu. Even fish I've tried and it worked pretty well. So whatever your eating style may be, you can make this dish work for you. Day 2, decided to do my push-ups and pull-ups in the gym. The only thing I did different was how I arranged this workout. I first completed all of my push-ups, 100, and then I did my 50 pull-ups. I think doing this exact same volume of workout just 24 hours prior left me slightly fatigued in these muscle groups on day 2, causing this workout to last approximately 20 minutes. Now, something I should address that you might be thinking, if I'm feeling weaker on day 2 and doing the exact same workout I did on day 1, is that really optimal? In my honest opinion, yes and no. So no, because a lot of the times when you do the exact same workout over and over and over again, you will plateau quite quickly. And if done too frequently, you might not give your body enough rest between workout sessions to properly fully recover so you can be stronger on your next workout, which might seem like it's happening in this instance. However, I know myself and I know the amount of volume that I'm doing should be low enough to where I should be able to recover within 24 to 48 hours apart. If not completely, close enough. Now, while this 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups every single day might not be 100% optimal, I still think by being consistent, I will benefit greater than I have been these last couple of weeks just doing willy-nilly this and that here and there. Now, yes guys, I've got to throw this in. I would benefit much greater doing a structured, balanced program like Bodyweight Beast 2.0. But for the simplistic sake of this challenge, I decided I would do something that no one should have an excuse not to be motivated by, and that's just doing 100 push-ups every single day. Almost no thought in that. Day 3, after doing my 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups supersetted outside, something I should disclose is that I decided to add in a core and lower body session just to keep the full body in shape. Now there's an important takeaway point I want to make here, and that's whenever you're adding on to your consistent base of a workout regimen you're doing to reach a specific goal, you want to be sure what you're adding on is not taking away from that base. Now in this instance, for only 1 week doing 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups, adding a simple core and leg session right here is not going to take away from the further days. But say I did this core session or leg session for maybe like an hour or two longer and really beat my body down, then it might take away from our goal, and that's improving our push-ups and pull-ups by the end of this challenge. Therefore, if you're not doing a structured and balanced training program, it's very important to pay attention to your body, your recovery time, and think about the goal you're trying to achieve. Day 4, knocking out 100 push-ups straight in the grass. This field was then actually occupied by a soccer team, so I moved to another field where I was able to use the soccer net to do my 50 pull-ups. Now the top of the soccer net in which I was gripping on was actually very slippery and wide, so I was only able to knock out about 5 pull-ups good form before I would lose my grip. A takeaway point from this day is, as discouraging as it was to only be able to do 5 pull-ups at a time, I still did not quit until the 50 pull-ups were done. So I had to do 10 sets of 5 pull-ups. Now I have to say, when I was doing this, I felt kind of crappy only being able to knock out 5 pull-ups at a time, but at the end of this session, I was quite happy with myself for completing the 50 pull-ups, regardless of the time it took. The takeaway point here is, even if it's really sucking to do something that you know is going to benefit you in the long run, really take a moment to think about how you're going to feel 1 month, 2 months, 3 months from now when you said, hey, look, I did that. Think about it, 3 months from now you could be in the exact same spot you are right now, or even worse. Or 3 months from now you could be killing it, improving, on a mission, in the best shape of your life. Yes, there may be discomfort and discouragement along the way, but the most important part is staying consistent and powering through. 3 months from now you'll be happy you got started and stuck with it. So this, ladies and gentlemen, leads me to day 5, which is probably where I overdid it a little bit and maybe hindered my improvement. I was actually feeling really good on day 5, so went to the gym and decided to work out upper body with some weights. That's 185. Don't make fun of me for the weight placement like that. I put it on there because my wife was also using the bench press, and it was easier to take the 45 off the end like that. Sorry I even had to explain that. All you need to know is I just kind of went ham for absolutely no reason this day. I had a ton of energy, and I ended up having about a 45-minute weight training session with some handstands, some hand balance stuff in there as well, just kind of messing around. But with that being said, we are still doing 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups every day, so we had to get that in regardless. So taking it outside after the weight training session, I was already pretty tired. Rather than knocking out a ton of push-ups in a row, I decided to do 10 sets of 10 push-ups followed by 5 pull-ups. Regardless of the workout beforehand, I still knocked out these 10 sets of 10 push-ups followed by 5 pull-ups in only 12 minutes. So I was just feeling extremely good this day. But sometimes, just because you're feeling absolutely excellent on one day doesn't mean you should push it to the absolute limit, especially if you're planning on doing something similar the next day, which is the mistake I made here on day 5. And then I ended up running 5 miles after this, yeah. Waking up day 6 extremely sore and fatigued. The weather seemed pretty epic and photogenic out, so I didn't want to miss the opportunity. I decided to knock out my 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups first thing in the morning, which was quite the challenge. With each and every rep of the push-up, I felt very sore throughout the entire body and also fatigued. Just doing the 100 push-up portion on day 6 took approximately 25 minutes, and the total workout ended up taking close to 50 minutes. Now, it wasn't just all for the cinematography. There was actually some strategy in doing these 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups super early on day 6, and that was to get more than 24 hours of rest time between day 6 and day 7, so that on day 7 I could have a very good, confident workout to finish up this challenge before the test. Day 7, trying to maximize my workout performance, charging up with an intra-workout drink I like to have every once in a while, which is essentially just beetroot powder and water. This beetroot powder right here is by far the best beetroot powder complex I have ever used. If you guys want 20% off this product and any other Snap supplement, you can use the link below. It'll automatically apply 20% off your entire order, or you can go to snapsupplements.com and use code FOCUS at the checkout and get 20% off your entire order. That's pretty awesome. Getting to the workout on day 7, I had to run to one of my favorite spots to do calisthenics this summer. You guys may have seen it in many of my previous challenge videos. The bars in the forest. Something really epic about working out here. Anyways, knocking out my 100 push-ups followed by 50 pull-ups. My strategy on this final day was to just send it home. Doing the 100 push-ups as quickly as possible, followed by the 50 pull-ups as quickly as possible. Now, even having slightly more than 24 hours from the day 6 workout, I was still pretty fatigued and sore, most likely from the high volume on day 5 with all the activity, but also could be partly due to the fact that we're doing 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups every single day in a row for the entire week, not necessarily giving us the optimal rest period between workouts. Now, this is debatable because for me as a trained individual already, this volume is slightly lower than the volume I would expect to hinder my performance if I was to do it every day. So being fatigued and sore is most likely due to the high volume day I pushed on day 5 with the additional workouts. The soreness still lingering in my body. Still got it. Flipping into post-challenge now, taking the test and the measurements. Visuals as compared to before this challenge, I actually think I could see some improvements in my chest size, as well as in person it felt like my chest and my arms were a lot more tough feeling and hard feeling, and I think that was due to the constant stimulation put on my chest and my arms from doing these 100 push-ups and pull-ups every day. It actually felt pretty good. Overall measurements, my chest all the way around approximately 41.5 inches, which is about 1 inch bigger than the beginning of this challenge. So in only 1 week, we put on approximately 1 inch to my chest. Now it's time for the push-up and pull-up test. From here, pretty much just sending it as many push-ups as I could do in 2 minutes. I ended up hitting 66 push-ups, which is approximately 2 push-ups less than I hit at the end of my weight vest challenge video. Being slightly disappointed, I decided not to let this discouragement get to me and test my pull-ups as well. So right after this, I went into the maximum number of pull-ups I could do without letting go, mimicking the test I did at the end of the weight vest challenge, which is my reference point for this challenge. Trying to beat 20 pull-ups in a row without letting go, I ended up getting 21 pull-ups. That's 1 more pull-up than I did last time for an all-time PR of pull-ups on this pull-up bar without letting go. Yes, I ended up getting a little squiggly with that lower body, but because we went fully down and fully up for 21 reps without letting go, without touching the ground, I am going to count this. Darn, so being real today, I actually only got 66 repetitions of the push-up in 2 minutes, as opposed to 68 reps at the end of my weight vest experiment. I think this is because of 2 reasons. First of all, the training stimulus difference. When I did the weight vest experiment for a week, I was training a lot more intensely and a lot more structured and organized, not just all one thing. It was like more of a full body routine. It was Bodyweight Beast 2.0. So this is a full body workout program. And when I did the weight vest experiment, I chose a week that was pretty high intensity and I really put my mind to it and focused on it. On top of doing complete full body balanced workouts from this program throughout the weight vest experiment, I also had rest days in there to recuperate and recover according to the program. Now, since the weight vest experiment, I've got to be honest with you guys, I've kind of been just all over the place with my training. You know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, not too structured. I don't want to say not motivated, just like not as focused. Considering we started this experiment, you know, unorganized, in only 1 week, I think we actually probably did make progress just only by doing 100 push-ups a day. Think of it like this, I was probably here at the end of my weight vest experiment, Then starting to get unorganized, I probably held on to that for a little bit, but then it started to really dip off. And then, I was kind of in just a scramble of unorganization and feeling like, oh man, I'm feeling kind of out of shape even. So hopping onto something consistent where I could, doing 100 push-ups a day, as simple as that is, it's simple, it's doable. Maybe then I started to ramp my strength back up. Nice and slow. I'm probably still not where I was at the end of that weight vest experiment, but I am definitely above where I was at a week ago. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyone who's a seasoned athlete, someone who is just constantly into working out and whatnot, knows that not all the time you're gonna be hitting PRs, especially when you've been working out and pushing it really hard for multiple years. But the most important thing is you stay focused, you stay positive, and you stay consistent. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, turn those notifications on. More videos coming out. Peace. I hope you all have a good day. I will see you all in the next video.